Holy crap, guys. I mean, have you looked at the price of ADA today? Just look at that God candle. ADA's up a whopping 128% just since October 8th, and it looks like it might not even be done pumping. The price has been stuck within this descending wedge just like the rest of the market, and the price target for these is the top, meaning that it's probably going to be headed back to about $3 before it enters price discovery again. In the meantime, though, it's up 20% for the past 24 hours and 41% in the past 7 days. But the guys over here in my Discord still say that ADA is a shitcoin. Meanwhile, they're pumping stuff like Ladycoin, Milady, and Elon Mars. To each his own, I guess, but I know ADA's pumping more than those today, so read them and weep, guys. Speaking of the Discord, if you're into some light ribbing and you want to have some fun with the community and get real-time updates on all projects, go on over to the Discord. There's a link down in the description because that's where you'll get all the only good updates. It's not just ADA that's pumping, as we've got Dogecoin up almost 10% in the past 24 hours and almost a whole 25% in the past 7 days. It looks like Bitcoin is having a little bit of a cool-off, but it's still really pumping, and it's about to break $45,000 with it being up 1% today and 14% in the past 7 days. I only say it's a cool-off because it's not pumping as hard as it was earlier this week. But that's fine because some of these gains that people have been experiencing in Bitcoin look like they're finding their way over into some altcoins, so maybe it's altcoin season. You wouldn't know it though if you listen to the government because it still looks like they're trying to wage an all-out war on the cryptocurrency space, with Jamie Dimon lashing out in a crypto hearing against the crypto space, saying if I was the government, I'd close it down. Meanwhile, JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley are both investing heavily in Bitcoin ETFs overseas, and I think it's probably the prudent thing to do to actually watch what they're doing instead of listening to what they say. Jamie Dimon works for a bank, obviously, and crypto is the biggest threat to banking right now. And they lobby for Elizabeth Warren to be a champion for banks and wage all-out war against crypto. Meanwhile, she's got Gary Gensler in her back pocket, and all together they're trying to make sure that you don't get to regain your freedom and take the power away from them that they've been lording over you your whole life. Cryptocurrency is an escape from the system that these guys have set up, and they want you to remain stuck under their thumb and paying taxes so that you can just pay rent and never have anything of your own, and then you'll be happy like the WEF says. Anyway, I'm going to just stop talking about this because I get upset when I think about Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler and all of the tyranny they're trying to spread and the financial freedom that they've taken away from so many people. Before I'm done, though, let's go ahead and listen to what these kooks have to say.
Today's terrorists have a new way to get around the Bank Secrecy Act, cryptocurrency. Last year, an estimated $20 billion in illicit crypto transactions funded every kind of dangerous criminal. North Korea has funded at least half its missile program, including nuclear weapons, using the proceeds of crypto crime. And Israeli officials have confirmed that Hamas received millions of dollars through crypto transactions, including, quote, large sums from Iran.
All right, now do the dollar, am I right?
Mr. Dimon, you've been CEO of JP Morgan for almost 2 decades.
Speaking of criminal activity,
can you explain why crypto is such an attractive financial tool for terrorists, drug traffickers, and rogue nations?
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and because you can move money instantaneously, and because it doesn't go through, as you mentioned, all these systems have been built up over many years, know your customers, sanctions, OFAC, they can get bypass all of that. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
They try to say that it's untraceable, which is actually not true at all. All of the data is recorded on the blockchain, but gold and dollars have been used for criminal activity all across the world since it's existed. And these guys want to be able to track every single thing that you do, and that's why they don't want you to transact in cash, cryptocurrency, or gold. They want to introduce a CBDC so that they can control every aspect of your life and put you on a social credit system just like China. But like I said, this kind of subject makes me upset, and today's a pumpy day, so I just want to have some fun. Let's talk about something else. According to this post by Bitcoin Magazine, Fidelity's spot Bitcoin ETF is now listed on the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation with the ticker symbol FBTC. If you search for FBTC, you'll see that this ticker has actually existed for a while, and it's trading at about $20 right now, but that's Canadian dollars, and I think there's a little bit of confusion in the space about this having actually existed for some while now. CAD is not for Cadbury eggs, but I'm pretty sure a Cadbury egg is more valuable than what CAD actually stands for, because that's the Canadian dollar, and that's run by Justin Trudeau. Canada has had multiple ETFs as far as cryptocurrency goes for some time now, and so does the European Union, and over in the UK, I'm pretty sure they got a couple as well. Which means that the US is being left behind, and it's just a matter of time until one of these actual Bitcoin spot ETFs here in America is approved. Because with the bull run starting up right now and all of these gains being had, I'm sure BlackRock is calling over to Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler and having a real strong word with them to try to tell them that they need to pass these ETFs already so that they can get in on the mania. The next deadlines are coming up around January 10th, which means we've got around 30 days until we're probably going to be seeing hopefully one of these things be approved already. And it looks like all of the mania right now might actually be just people trying to front-run BlackRock and the biggest institutional investors in the world, because whenever they get into this market, there's not going to be enough Bitcoin to go around, and whenever we reach price discovery, all of the big gains and life-changing wealth is already going to be made. In other great news, here we got an article that says, earlier this week, Dogecoin celebrated 10 years of Dogecoin. The meme coin marked its anniversary with double-digit price spike. Dogecoin has enjoyed a 22% spike at the time of recording in the past 7 days, and it was even pumpier than that earlier in the week on its actual birthday. But now with Dogecoin being around for a whole decade, I think it's got staying power, and at this point, maybe it's still based on a joke, but I'm going to be laughing all the way to the bank with this one. I know I've asked it before, but I didn't see the Dogecoin army in the comments, so let me know, are you guys in on this Dogecoin joke or not? I'm pretty sure that Dogecoin and the rest of the market are going to continue seeing gains, especially whenever Elon Musk adds all of these cryptos and hopefully Doge First to X as payments infrastructure. And on top of that, Bitcoin is about to see its very first golden cross on the weekly chart for the very first time in all of history. I'm stumbling over my words here because I'm getting really excited. I know you can tell by the look on my face. Anyway, as this article on Cointelegraph says, Bitcoin is lining up a never-before-seen bull signal that could print on the Bitcoin chart by the start of 2024. Looking at this chart here, you can see that this 50-day or 50-week moving average is actually about to cross over this 200-week moving average, and this is the first time that this has ever happened on the weekly chart, and this crossover could actually line up perfectly for whenever the Fed is going to be lowering interest rates for the first time, and whenever that spot ETF is finally going to be approved. This could mean that this bull run is actually different, and we could see a huge parabolic move as we gain mainstream adoption and experience the last and biggest bull run of all time. Finally, here we have another article by Cointelegraph that says BRC20 tokens are presenting new opportunities for Bitcoin buyers. I was talking about these BRC20 tokens back whenever they actually launched for the first time, and all of the tickers were being created and people were just buying up as much as they could because they knew eventually something was going to be actually built on these platforms and attached to the ticker names. But by the time the projects actually became under development, it was going to be too late to grab up all of the BRC20s that were on the base floor, because during that frenzy, everybody was just minting out all of the coins of all of the names that they could possibly think of. If you're in my Discord, you might have actually gotten your hands on some of those BRC20 tokens. And if you did, then maybe you got in on this ordy that's actually up over 1,600% for the past, just a couple of months. Let me know if you guys have gotten into any BRC20s or if you actually got in on this ordy before it had this massive pump. And if not, let me know in the comments. Do you guys think that BRC20s are not going to have their day? Or do you think that they're actually going to be one of those narratives that drives a whole section of the next bull or of this bull market? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope everybody's finally enjoying the return of these gains. I'll see you next time. Bye.